Medium format's been kicking my fucking ass, dude. This shit's rough. Alright, so I kind of stopped posting for a while, took a bit of a break. I kind of was just going on little mini shoots going on here and there, mostly just doing stuff for work, right? I kind of wasn't doing anything personal, anything to kind of challenge myself and kind of bring myself. I like what I do for my job, super happy to have it and everything, but I felt kind of like creatively stuck, right? So lately I've been challenging myself a bit more to kind of just shoot a little bit more analog, right? I've been shooting film. I picked up a medium format camera and it's been kicking my ass. It's like rolls haven't been working, the camera wasn't exactly working. I had to find a bunch of workarounds, a bunch of fixes. The exposure isn't quite what I'm used to. The light meter on my camera is kind of off, so I figured out finally after like 5 rolls how to properly expose it. And yeah, I get it. Some of that might have just been me over trusting the light meter that's built into the camera, right? But a while back, I was supposed to buy this camera used from this guy named Jericho. Dope photographer. Told me that, I don't know if it was him or one of his buddies was selling like an RB67. It was a bit out of my budget, but I started doing a bunch of research on it because it kind of intrigued me. I heard medium format and instantly I was thinking, oh, you know, like the Fuji GFX or like Hasselblad or what's that other brand, like Phase 1 or something like that. And started doing a bunch of research and looking into the RB that he was talking about, and it turns out it was the Miya RB67. And then I saw that Pentax also had some medium format stuff, and I was looking and I found one. It was a M645. I found it for like about $100, body only, and I think it had the film cage or like the film back or whatever on it. I kind of figured that would be like the next challenge that I get into, right, is medium format film. It's been kind of a struggle, right? Here I was thinking that it was going to make me like a better artist, that it was going to kind of like unlock some sort of like new potential. Kind of like how, you know, when Gohan went to go unlock his potential with like King Kai, I was like, dude, this is just gonna elevate me, right? Yeah, I got beat to shit. Yeah, like for example, like the first thing that I learned was that, so the body comes separate, the back, like the film back comes separate. Not only that, where you actually roll and load your film in comes separate. The lens, and then even the viewfinder. So for a really long time, I was actually using it without a viewfinder. I got it with like bare bones just working. The film back, the film loader, the little spinny boy over here, a couple rolls of film, and then and then the lens, right? I ended up picking up, like an 80mm 2.8, right? Turns out I needed a battery because I thought it was fully mechanical. Later found out that it's like a $16 battery that I have to order online. And then not only that, the camera that I bought, the shutter kept getting stuck, so I'm getting blank rolls of film. Eventually I put a viewfinder on. It was like another like $100. I wasn't entirely ready for that. And not only that, this is a camera from like the 60s or 70s, so it's not readily available. It's not a camera that was actually released in the US. It's a camera that was like Japan only. So buying parts and pieces not only took forever to get here, but now with like tariffs and everything, it's going to be even more expensive to get serviced or worked on and everything. And then the fucking light meter is 2 stops off. So if I'm like well exposed, I'm actually 2 stops under, which would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that like I'm trying to shoot high contrast. So I'm already over here, my dumbass is trying to push the film. Well, I mean, I started off with the bad, but I mean, we could talk about the good. But it took me, the reason why I'm formatting it like this is because it was a really big struggle until I finally got some good-ish results. The actual experience of shooting with this, like holding the camera, it's like a nice big, like heavy camera. It's a heavy body. I got a neck strap for it, and then it can hang like right here, right? I don't know, the clickiness when you're like rolling on to like the next, you know, exposure, and then when you go to unlock the actual exposure and then you click the button, the thwack of the shutter, not just the bounce up, but also like the recoil of it going back down. It's like you know, it's like nice, creamy, thick. That sounded sus as fuck, I'm sorry. It's just like this nice, like rich, thick shutter versus like a 35mm film that is just, you know what I mean? Or like a digital shutter where it's just, or like digital and it's fake and it's not even like actually there. You kind of feel the money leaving your pocket as the shutter clicks. With the 645 format, you get about 15 shots. So sometimes you're even spending a $1 per shot per picture. That's not including like developing and scanning or anything like that either. At that point, you're almost getting to like $2 of an image or a roll at that point. Another thing is like when you first start, into this, you're kind of like second guessing everything. You're wondering like, is this going to be a good image? Is this going to be a good photo? Am I exposed? Am I even in focus? Because you don't know if the camera is like tuned to actually be focused. You don't know if infinity focus is actually infinity focus. You're basically just going off of the mirror and it being accurate. It's kind of rough, it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of cool, you know? Yeah, it feels kind of like high risk, high reward type deal, where like things are expensive if it's coming out of your pocket and you're sitting there just kind of wondering if this is all going to pay off. So you sit there for like a week because labs kind of sometimes take a little longer to develop 120. Not always, but sometimes. You know, once you finally get like your scans back, looking through, most of the frames are probably out of focus or they're overexposed, or you get blank rolls back, and then you get like 1 or 2 frames that just look money or look great. And it kind of feels like that should be what you're getting throughout the whole roll, but then there's other times where you're like, this one image kind of makes it worth it, you know? One thing I will say is like some of these images do have like a very specific look and aesthetic. And I kind of wish I would have paid for like higher res scans, but I mean, I have my own film scanning setup, so I could always like scan my own images over here. Sorry, I found out my mic was in the shop for like half of that. Yeah, so medium format's been kicking my ass. It's been brutal, it's been expensive, it's been slow, but it's been kind of humbling. I felt like I was kind of on top of the world. I felt like I could get good results with just about any digital camera, or maybe even like almost any 35mm camera at that point. The challenges, the difficulty, even just getting started with medium format has been quite difficult. It's also been kind of fun. I haven't really had this much fun shooting since I got back into like point and shoots and trying to shoot on like, you know, less expensive cameras and stuff. I don't know what it is about me, but I like being able to get like the best results possible with like the cheapest equipment possible, or like lowest grade. I feel like it's a bit of like a challenge, you know? I feel like, you know, if you can get good results on like subpar, suboptimal hardware, it kind of shows a little bit more of your skill in a sense, right? Would I recommend doing this? Not really. I don't think it's for everybody, but if you feel like you need a challenge, or you kind of want to try something a little difficult and you got like a couple $100 to spare, you could do that. Or if you were just curious about medium format, you could always go try like a Holga or something like a little bit more budget friendly. But yeah, I mean, you know, just be ready to cry, but also laugh at the same time. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you've tried like medium format, or if you're curious about it, I mean, let me know. What's your setup, or what's like your dream camera or anything like that, you know? So yeah, if you want some more like chaotic, like borderline therapy sessions about like film and like my struggles about it, and maybe you can relate or something like that, I don't know, how about you go panic roll a load and go shoot some more, and then let me know how it goes. I don't know. Wish me luck. Hit the buttons, do the emoji shit. Yeah. Oh wait, question. While I have you here. Hold up. I'm gonna turn the flippy screen out because I get distracted and I start looking at it. I got ADHD, and usually when I'm filming these, I don't take like my meds. So I'm gonna try something. Can I? Oh, does it not let me change white balance while we're here? Hold up. I'll be right back. I've been curious. I've had this filter. I use it to like protect this lens because the lens cap doesn't go like right on it. So hold up. We flipped it to auto white balance just for the giggles. Does this look weird? Is it odd? All right. For realsies. Bye.